Okay, so we're good to go. Let me share it up. Okay, so do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, starting from the very first slide, I already introduced myself. Let's say let's repeat again. So basically, I'm a certified digital marketing expert, and I have did my certification in Google Ads, display, search, and shopping ads campaign. Also, apart from the technical exam of SEO. So these are my skills. Now I will move towards Google Ads and Google Analytics. But before that, I would like to just share the agenda. Like today, I will be covering just two topics, which is Google Ads and Google Analytics. So the first thing is Google Ads. If I don't know if you know that before or not, but Google Ads is like an online advertising platform which is developed by Google, of course, and there it's like it's like a platform which help the advertisers to bid on different keywords, and this platform help the advertisers to put their ads against certain queries that people search on Google. So basically, there are different types of Google Ads, which is a search ad. It's like the display, the. I will show you in the real time what it is, and then there's also like display ad, which is in terms of banners and display advertisement that you see on the website and also on Gmail sometimes. Then there is a video ad, which you see on YouTube. I'm sure you will be available. Aware of that because whenever you see YouTube, you have to skip the ad. That's also from Google Ads, and then there are also this app advertisement that you see whenever you open App Store on your mobile. So you see different advertisement of different apps. That's also possible with Google Ads. So let's do the live demo because I'm not a fan of fancy slides, but I would just like to show you in real time what this is about. So basically, this is I'm just gonna share the demo account because I'm not gonna be able to share the real accounts because of some privacy concerns. So I have my private account which is disabled, but we can learn a lot from this because we're not gonna create the real campaign and we'll stop it, but it's more or less same. So it's like a demo account. So basically, this is the overview when you enter into the Google Ads account. So let me show you how it works. So if I type on, just Google. So this is basically, let me give an example. Yeah, okay. Let's say that we type a keyword because whatever I'm going to type now is a keyword. Let's say that we type peanut butter, it's a keyword, and we type it. So the first thing that comes up is the ad. Yeah, this is the ad that we see. This type of ad is called shopping ad, and then these are like questions, and then from here we see the organic posts. These are the people who rank their website in Google, which is called SEO. But the first thing that we see is the ad. Now, how we can let's say start this ad, or maybe if we want to be more specific, let's say peanut butter buy, and then we will be more specified towards the online side, towards the e-commerce. This is, you see, the Amazon, they have also ranked on from SEO point of view. But the first thing, whatever you do, you see the ad. This is the way Google makes revenue, because of course you have to invest a lot to be on top of the pages, but Google also want to increase its let's say revenue stream by helping small businesses or even big businesses who cannot come on top of the searches, so that they can be placed on top of in terms of ads. So basically today we're going to discuss how to set up the search ad. Actually, one of the best thing would be if I can share the real-time example with you about our university. So if we type Berlin International University, yeah, so you will see the first thing that you see is the ad. Okay, we are also on the first top result, which is organic. but this is the ad, right? It's from some other university. They are using our name. We will also discuss it later, but this is the right example of the ad, so to say. So let's get back to the tool. So in order to, because this one, the one that I showed you, is the search campaign, search ad. So let's get started. So in order to create the campaign, we have to select new campaign, and we need to set up the goal. Like, what is the goal? So for example, if we want to just drive the sales, this is more relevant for e-commerce businesses. We want to get leads. Lead is basically you set up a form or you get the calls from the people. This is how you structure your campaign. Or you say, okay, I just want the website traffic, nothing else. So whatever action they take, it depends on the let's say the quality of the traffic, but I just want to drop the traffic on my website. It can be for any reason. Then it's also just for that you build a brand and you just want people to consider that's the top of the funnel. So this can also be the goal, and so on. I mean, the app promotion, as I told you, this is also for brand awareness. And for small shops, if you have, let's say, a bakery, and you can use this type of goal, that people, you are visible in the maps, when someone search bakery near me, so your ad can be displayed here so that they can visit you locally. So let's say that we start with this one, because that's I like this one more, because it's more, let's say, towards ROI. Because of course, if you are spending money, you want to specifically get the lead for your business. So let's select leads, and then as I said, that these were the type of the ads Google Ads offer: search, display, shopping, video, smart, and discovery. Smart is also for search and display. That's why it doesn't include these two ones, but these are the main ones, four types of campaigns. So let's start with the search campaign. When we select the search campaign, and we need to now specify to Google what do we really want. So let's say that we want a website visits, and I will type a demo website, let's say www.test.be, for example, just as a demo, and then continue. Now we need to specify Google. Let's cross this up, and then just for our knowledge, because once we start the campaign, it's not just only one campaign. Maybe when you will be working for a company or someone else is working for you, you will be using different methodologies for the ads, and there can be like 10 ads or 15 ads. So you need to specify in a very good structure that you name them, and then you know for which goal I'm running this ad. So let's say I'm using this ad for the computer test, and then I will say, let's say, search ad. Yeah. So in this way, I know in future that which campaign is that. I will also show you why does this matter. And then since we're using search network, so we will exclude this one, because Google, we have to also keep in mind that Google want to increase its revenue for sure. That's why they're offering us. So it depends on the advertiser how he saves himself from losing the money. If we click this one, this means that because the search campaign is just that you show up your business in terms of search results, not on the display networks. So that's why we exclude this thing. This is by default from Google, and we need to make sure that we delete it, or let's say uncheck it. Then there are certain offers from Google that you want to schedule it, or there are some other options, but let's leave them. If we go into details, then we will not be able to finish it. And then this point is also important. You need to also identify in which area are you targeting. So Google itself knows a lot about us, actually. The less we think, the more it knows, actually. So because I now, you see, I'm logged in with my email, and whatever I'm doing on my computer, the algorithm of the Google know my interest. It also know where I live, what I do, what is my interest, what I'm searching. So that's why it's asking me to do the targeting for the people. Now I say that I just want to only target the people in Germany who are living in Germany. And then there's also one more checkpoint, which is very, very important, because it's from my experience that I lost a lot of money on that, because technically this shouldn't be by default. Like when you say that I want to target the people in Germany, then you should exclude this point, because it's by default by Google that presence people in your excluded locations. No, it should be people or interest, people regularly who've shown interest in your excluded locations. So you have to select this one. This means that, let me read it out again. So presence, it means that the people who are present, people in your excluded locations. No, it shouldn't be, because this means that, for example, if I'm living in, let's say, Australia, and I show interest in Germany, let's say at some point, then Google will also target me. It means that I am spending my money only for the German audience, but it's also showing the ad in the Austria region. So that's why I need to uncheck it. And we can also specify the language, but since we're targeting Germany, so German is enough. In terms of audience, it's also a very big topic. But since we are using search campaign, so mainly it works on the keywords. I will come to the keyword section later on, but we need to mainly play with the keyword side. And then you specify the budget. In terms of budget, it's always recommended that you start with less, because if you, let's say, you say, okay, someone give you, okay, please run my ad, and I have a budget of 5,000 euros. So you say, okay, I have 5,000 euros, why don't I start with 1,000 euros? No, this is a no-go. You should always start with less budget and see how your campaigns are performing, because to set up the campaign is quite a standard way, and once you learn it today, you will also be able to do that. But the main part is to optimize those campaigns, looking at the statistics. We'll also come to that point. So it's always recommended, let's say a good advertiser never start the campaign with a higher budget. He or she always start the campaign with a lower budget to be on the safe side. So this
Can I
was,
ask one, can
sorry?
I ask one question, please?
Yeah, sure.
Regarding the location, how specific can it be? Can it be just, for example, one area in Berlin or so on?
Now it
Can we
can,
narrow it down extremely small?
exactly, we can. So this part, because when we say Germany, because I was just talking about Germany, you can also select enter another location, and then you can be, very very specific. Let's say Berlin. So you have this city Berlin, and then it will also show you how much reach you can get. And then you can anyways say, for example, not in terms of Berlin, you can be very much specific to the postal code 13583. So this one. So you have, okay, it's saying that you have very limited reach because there are not so many people in that postal code, but you can be very very much specific to location. For example,
Below you can see the Spandau. You choose that one.
sorry, I didn't get that.
Below you see the Spandau, so you choose that one, and then you have more.
Exactly, but it's still like it's not recommended. It's like 399,000, and it's not always that the reach that Google shows, it will not be able to show all the people. Let's say out of those 399, let's say 99,000 people will not be able to open Google for 1 week. Maybe they are traveling, or they don't have internet, or whatever reason. So it's the maximum bracket of the people. And also, if let's say you are running the ad for peanut butter, and you have two competitors, they're also competing, and you are starting with 10 euros budget, and your competitors are doing with 20 euros budget, so they already took the lead. So maybe you have, let's say, 100,000 people left. So that's how the algorithm works. So it's always recommended to have your reach a bit more than you can expect or you can get, to have your results more. But you're right, that was the point about Spanda, of course. I think the question is answered, that we can be very very much specific about targeting to location. Okay, if there is no other question, then I will move forward. So I was talking about the budget, and then yes, the bidding. So actually, this is also a broader topic then again, because there are different type of models through which you can advertise. Google gives these kind of offers to the advertisers. So there's one bidding strategy, that is conversion. So you say to Google from start that I just want people, when people come to my website and they fill the form, that's why I want to pay you. So I will select conversion. But from the theoretical point of view, it looks really good. But let's say from the experience point of view, it doesn't work, because Google itself don't know because you're starting the campaign, so you have to also explain to the Google what you really want. Of course, you are explaining everything step by step, but as I said, setting up the campaign is just, let's say, 30% of the task. The 70% of the task is once the campaign is set up, how do you take it on from there? So that's why, as I said, that the budget should be small. That's why you should, work in a funnel way, that first you just bring traffic to your website. Let's say you say, I just want clicks, right? I just want clicks on my ad. And once Google know, or let's say you have some conversions out of those clicks, then you can tell to Google, okay, 9 people fill out the form on my website, and I want these conversions now. Then Google knows, okay, out of 10,000 people, let's say 9 people fill the form. So this guy is asking me to bring more audience which is similar to these 9 people, not to these rest of the 10,000 people. So that's why from the it's a very actually important tip, because normally people make mistake. They say, okay, we want conversion, so we go for conversion, and then they spend like 1,000 euros and there's no conversion. So the way it works is that you have to also think strategically, that you kind of like lose some budget, but you explain Google in a very good way that, okay, I want first clicks, or let's say impression share, and then I will pay you for the conversion. So for this case, we will use, let's say, clicks. Or there's also another there's another strategy that you can say manual CPC. Yeah. So say, okay, I will just use manual CPC. This means CPC is like cost per conversion, or let's say cost per click. This means I will pay maximum of 0.10 euros, let's say 0.10 cent for one click, no matter what. I will not pay more than that. Then Google knows, okay, this guy is very tight out of the budget, and then I have to bring him or her the traffic which is less than this rate. This is also a good strategy, but let's, as I said, let's move with the other one, that is just clicks, to keep it very simple. Then there's yeah, these are just the standard one. Let's move to the next type. Okay, sorry. So there is another type of ad, which is, I mean, it's inside every ad types. It's called ad extension. So how can I show you the best example for that? Yes. So you see, this part is the search ad, but the things that you see here, you see these are the links. I mean, this is not the link. This is just a text, but these are the links. These are called site link extensions. So for example, if I'm searching for Berlin International University and I see that for this one, I mean, let's say it's a way that you put the information that you have inside your website in a very, let's say, summarized way to the users. So for example, I want to know the fee of university, and now I see this ad, and I have no idea if I will click on this website I will be able to find the fee or not. But I see the link here, financing details. It gives me, let's say, how should I say, the appreciation to click on this page, because I'm able to see what I want to see, you know. Or let's say I want to contact, but I'm not sure if I will be able to find the number, but I see here contact us or view application or whatever. So in this way, we can give users an advantage to click. So that's how the site extensions are, let's say, built. So there are actually many type of site extensions. That's an ad extension. One is a site extension. You can give, let's say, different URLs of your website, and there's also another type which is called call out extension. For example, if you're running a bakery, sorry, and you're running a bakery and you want that people call you to book something, then you can use this call out extension. This means that people will be able to, get your number or whatever from that ad. This is very easy. If I search, let's say, I'm using again the peanut butter because I'm not able to find any other, let's say, a cake near me. Then you find the number and you just click on that number and you call that bakery. So it's like, optimizing the customer journey, because people normally on internet, they don't want to read all of the things. They just want to take actions very, very fast. That's why they want to see, okay, this is what I want to know. I will click and I will do something, and I will close the page. So that's why these are, let's say, the strategies to bring more people. Let's say we don't use any extension for now. just to give you overview. And we move to the next page. This is now the ad group. So basically, what is ad group? Uh, we have the structure like this. So there's a campaign, and then in campaign there are several type of ad groups. One ad group, two ad group, or whatever ad group. So ad group is basically, it gives you let's say freedom to test different ways. For example, as I said, I'm running the campaign for computer test, for example, and now I'm coming to first ad group. This means this ad group could be for, let's say, for branded keywords. Okay, so in this way I specify and I can test, like let's say A/B testing. So for example, if this computer test is a company which is called I don't know, InfoDigi computer test, so they know that okay, if someone searches our name with InfoDigi, we need to be on the top of the result. So that's why we can test it with an ad group, with a branded keyword, with non-branded keyword, and it gives us, let's say, a free room to play and to test which campaign works. So it doesn't mean that we have to create another campaign for the same purpose. The purpose is defined, the structure is defined, and then in the structure we can do different ad groups and play. Let's say one ad group I run for, I don't know, for branded keyword, as I said. The second ad group I can run for different keywords to check which one, actually with more budget, with less budget, with different strategy, to check if it's working or not. So that's the basically the motive by Google to give more space to the advertisers. So once we specify the ad group, then we can use the keywords. Now I will explain you the keyword thing. So basically, keyword is just a word. I mean, this is a keyword. This is a keyword. Peanut butter is a keyword. Anything that you type on Google, for Google, it's a keyword. There are three, let's say actually four type of keywords that you need to specify. So the first one is broad match keyword. This is this one, Berlin International University. As you see that if I type Berlin International University, it's a broad match. It means anyone who's searching university can be shown or can be visible. That's why when I searched Berlin International University, I was also able to see the ad of our competitors, so to say. Yeah, that's why it's called let's say broad match keyword. But the second type of keyword is, let's say I will remove this university so that you are more sure. If we just use these two keywords, Berlin International, the second type of keyword is phrase match. That's with these commas. So you explain in Google with these two commas that this is a phrase match. It means that if I search Berlin International, this is the keyword I want to bid on, and the rest of the results, for example, Berlin International school holidays, fees, jobs, or whatever, my ad can also be shown. But these two things should be for sure in my ad. If someone is searching school holidays, my ad should not be shown. My anything that you want to show, but make sure that people search for this one. In this way, you kind of like build a quality. Otherwise, if someone is searching on school fee and they have nothing to do with Berlin International, you are losing your money. So with the phrase match, as I said, Berlin International, if I do it with broad match, Berlin International, I will see a lot of things. I mean, okay, studio, this is also, this is our ad, but for example, I just want to show the ad. 1 second. Normally also at the end of the pages we get some ads, but since my settings are not like this, let's choose another keyword. Let's say Berlin University. As I said, this is a broad keyword, so at the moment I don't have luck because no one is using this keyword for the ads, but let's use another keyword then. Let's say Berlin school. Still no. Let's get out of Berlin and then maybe search cake shop. I hope I will be able to find that. Exactly. So these are all the okay, these ones. I see the shopping ad campaigns here, but you see, if someone search cake shop, these guys who are selling their cakes online on this website dinertorte.de, they have given, why we see this ad, because they have given cake as a broad keyword. This means that whenever someone types cake, their ad should be shown. And if they give cake like this, let's say exact match, what's where's the heading exactly, like this, no, like this one. If they give the keyword like this is called exact match. This means that if I type shop, their ad will not be shown, because they want just that when someone type cake, we should be visible, not shop. It means if I'm typing cake shop, their ad is gone. They will not be shown. So this is the third type of keyword. And the fourth type of keyword is broad match modifier. Google doesn't give by default this option here. You see here, I explained the keyword broad match is the one with the commas, phrase match is the one with these brackets, and exact match is just a simple ad where you give the let's say just the word. But there's also another type of ad which is called this plus. So we add this plus and then this plus. It's a trick. Google used to give it in the past, but there is no default option. This means that you specify to Google, if someone searches this word plus this word, our ad should be shown, no matter what they type at the end. In this way, we maintain our quality and we make sure the people who are searching these words, we are being shown on the Google. So these are, yeah, let's say type of the keywords that normally advertisers use. So now in this way, this is like a suggestion from Google, considering I don't know to whom this website belongs, but they see that maybe they are using some test of softwares or some quality test. That's why the Google suggested me these keywords to include, but I don't have to include all of them. Let's maybe use, let's say just one keyword for an example. And we can say that this one should be broad match modifier with plus and plus. That's it. And then this way we maintain the quality. I mean, for sure, this is this is not recommended that we only move with one keyword, because in this way we are just limiting our advertisement policies, or let's say chances. But there can be up to 10 or 15. The more quality keywords that you know for your business. Let's say that we go save and continue. That the third step that will happen now is the ad. So as you saw here, I'll come back to our standard example of Berlin International University. So that's called an ad copy. So okay, you decided what you want to do, to whom you want to target, but the third thing is, what do you want to show to those people? So that's the thing where we come up with the ad copy. So let me give you the real example. This is called the ad copy. This text, the text that I was mentioning. Um, when you come on this step, it says, okay, so you have to specify and you have to write whatever you want. Then here's also a trick that you make sure, because for example, if I'm typing Berlin International University, so the user, I mean, you can think it in this way, that if I'm typing this thing, it means that I'm close to something like studying in Berlin, studying in university, and I'm searching for a course maybe in master's or bachelor in design or in business, whatever, but I'm close to this bracket. I'm not gonna buy, let's say, a mobile phone or a computer or whatever. So I'm really close to this bracket that I want to study. So that's why you need to make sure that if you are using these keywords in your heading, in your targeting, then you should also mention these keywords in your heading, in your description, so that people know that, for example, studying in an innovative or capital city of Germany. This means, let me give you a more specified example. This first line, let's say, is the shadow of this word Berlin, because they are saying studying in an innovative capital city of Germany in the best universities. Discover this thing Berlin. Why I search Berlin. Then it's international. They're saying best universities, or and then we're covering this word university. with the word university, and you explain, the thing. Let's put it in another way. I'm searching something, so I have to show, or let's say I have to see the things that I really want to see in that copy, if I read that copy for sure. So let's say top ranking, modern, equipped, international campus study in Germany. I'm sure they will be using this keyword, study in Germany, international campus, best universities. That's how they are using it in the copy as well. And when you do that, your quality score is also very, very good. This means that Google see a pure relevance from your keywords to your ad copies, and it will show your ad on top. Um, I will explain that. So, since I mean it's just example. So let's say we type here study now. You know, this is the first headline. Then we say study in Berlin or whatever. We kind of like explain them why should they open the ad, or study in the heart of Berlin. Some unique selling points on the heart in the heart of Berlin. Because why I'm spending some time on this is because it's really, really important. So if you do the right targeting and your ad copy is not relevant to that, people will not click. For example, if I click this keyword and they are talking about something like only masters in architecture, and I'm not interested to do that. Let's say I'm only interested to do MBA. So I will not click there for sure, because I know that they are very much focused towards design. So that's why it should be neutral. It should be appealing to everyone who might search. And once you come to that website, let's click on this website. So you have to capture their attention and make sure that they fill your form. We will, because this, now I'm coming towards the customer journey, but we will discuss it later on. But the idea was, I hope you understand my idea, how important the ad copy is, because it's like the core of your effort. And then you explain the description. I mean, no, we shouldn't waste more time on that. So let's say X, Y, Z, blah, blah. Let's put it like this. But you explain it in a way that, people click on that. So let's save and continue. And in this way, Google know, okay, this is your ad copy. And it's always recommended to have, yes, I have an ad issue because I haven't paid the bill. That's why it's stopped. I'm not able to complete the ad, but let's go back and fix this as well, because there is also another error that I see here, and I'm sure this is because that the elements are very, very less, and Google doesn't recommend that. Let's say we do some more words. Yeah, so now it will be accepted.
Excuse me, Humayun, I have a question, please.
Yeah.
The description that we are writing here, is it except the headlines, or it would actually add to the value of the headlines also? Like the description has to be the words that we are using in the description. Is it like mandatory that the one that we are using in headline do have to repeat in the description also? Because somehow description seems to be important as well, right?
Exactly. So it's somehow, let's say we have to also find a balance, because if we say study now, study in Berlin, and study in heart of Berlin, we cannot repeat all of them in the in the description. But we can use some words in a very nice way. It's like an art of content writing. So we say, do you want to, let's say, do you want to study in Berlin? So in this way, we ask the question to the people, but we already covered one keyword, study in Berlin. So it's recommended to add that, but we shouldn't be doing it too much, because otherwise it's like repeat and repeat.
Okay, thank you.
But since I see that there are few elements in the ads, Google is not accepting that. It's also a very time-taking part, because you have to think from the content point of view. Normally, in many companies, what happens is that if you're an ads manager, so you're not. I mean, this is also a skill of copywriting. So how you copyright. So normally in companies, they have the content writers, and you specify to them, these are the requirements, so please write me the content, and then they give you the content. But since I'm giving the example, so we have to, let's say, be some more, let's say, creative. So let's say we copy these lines just for the example, so that at least Google accepts our ad. Okay, there's also a problem because the maximum characters are 90 that are allowed. So let's remove some characters. Okay, that's it. Maybe we can also use some more headlines. I hope this time they accept that. And so I was gonna say that it should not only be one ad copy. Yes, you see the problem is with the punctuation, because Google is very strict there. You cannot add the punctuation marks and these kind of things because they don't accept that, because it's a part where it's like a policy violation. So I was saying that it's just one ad copy that we created. So it's always recommended that we create several ad copies. Let's say one is just talking about Berlin, second is just talking about university, the third is just talking about, let's say, benefits of studying in university. In this way, as I said, that why this part, the ad groups, and we can allocate different ad copies to different ad groups to check, because we don't know if we just create one ad copy, we don't know if it's good or bad. So to whom are we going to compare this ad copy with? So that's why the idea is always to have 2-3 ad copies. You put your mind on this and you create those creative ad copies, and then you test them. So maybe you will find out that, let's say, the first ad copy is performing better than the second and third, and then the 70% of the optimization that I'm talking about, you do it there, and then you optimize the budget and you spend more budget on the campaigns that are performing better. So it's saying there that no traffic expected because my targeting needs to be fixed. As I said, that I haven't put my, let's say, full effort in that because it's a demo campaign. That's why they're saying that the traffic will not be coming, but also that they're like this account is not allowed to run ads. That's why it's not publishing. But let's now now the process is finished, so to say. They are in review now. Google will review them, but I want to show you the 70%, the rest of the 70%, which is important. So now we know that we created the campaigns. That's how you locate the campaign. So you see here, I have the campaign which is running. The budget is €10. These are the columns where we need to focus. Now I'm just talking, I've completed the 30%, which was about creating the ad, and now I'm talking about the rest of the thing, which is actually vital one. So these are, let's say, the KPIs through which you measure your campaign. Okay, you started, so it's like you just put the let's say the bullet into the skies, but you don't know where this bullet is going. So let me start from this side, from the right side. This is the bid strategy. So you know, if you have 10 campaigns, you will be confused that, okay, if this campaign is running on which strategy, or the second campaign is running on conversion or whatever. So it will show you which is the bid strategy type, the one we discussed, and then it will show you the conversion rate, the cost per conversion, and conversion. So you specify, for example, this one. Let's talk about this landing page. I really like this landing page, although they are our competitors, but they are really doing good. So let's say that this is the landing page, and for them the conversion is if someone requests an info. If I click on this button, request info, sorry, I need to refresh it. So if I click on this button, it's I think they have an error. It's going nowhere, but it should go somewhere. Actually, it should go to a form, this one. It should by default come to this form where I will fill in the information, and I will say that I want to submit my information and I am interested to study in your company, or let's say, sorry, university. So when I do that, they have this conversion. So this conversion will be reflected here. Conversion, let's say if I have one conversion, and then it will, let's say I spend 50 euros, and after 50 euros I have one conversion. So it will be shown here as one conversion, and the cost per conversion will be, of course, the cost divided by conversion. It will be like 50 euros per conversion. And if I have 50 euros, two conversions, then it's like 25 cost per conversion. Of course, that's a math thing. And then it will also show you the average cost, how you're performing, the interaction rate, how people are interacting with your ad copy, and then impression. Impression is something like, if I see your ad and I just, one second, let me go back. Somehow I think with sharing my screen, my laptop is getting way too slower as it used to be, but probably able to manage it. Okay, so impression is basically, if I search this keyword and I kind of like scroll my arrow, and I read this description. This is impression. I haven't clicked. I'm just reading it, and I'm giving impression to this ad. So this is the impression. So you will be able to see it here, and then it also explains you the campaign type. And this is very, very important thing, optimization score. It's called quality score. So Google, it's not on our hand, it's in the hand of Google. Google will give us a quality score. So basically, how Google do it is that it will look at our keywords, it will look at the quality of our keywords, what are we targeting, and it will look at our ad copies, and it will see how many people are taking the action, let's say the impression, they are reading it, and then how many people are coming to our website, let's say clicks. This is not included here. Let me add it as well. You can also add it from here, clicks. This is also a very, very important parameter that we shouldn't forget, because you cannot analyze your campaign without this. So if I add this here, so it will also analyze how many people clicked. If let's say 2,000 people give you impression, that's a very good impression. But let's say 5 people are clicking on your ad, that's too bad. This means that there's something wrong with your targeting, something wrong with your ad copy, because you're not showing the right thing. Okay, if 2,000 impression, or let's say 500 people are clicking on your ad, that's a very good quality score. So you will get maybe 99% optimization score. So that's how important is your keywords. You have the right selection of keywords, and you have the right copy, which reflects both of the things. So yes, this is yeah.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because you said there's a lot of different things that we can basically personalize in regards to each campaign, or in regards to, like, for example, the keywords and the copy and the bidding approach and all these things. How many varieties of these? How many combinations of these should we start with in the beginning, and then work down to basically optimize? Like, should we start with 3 different kinds of bidding approaches and 10 different keywords, or like how many different combinations should we start with to later get down to the one that works best for us?
Actually,
if you understand
yeah, I got it. I think the best, normally it's like, the thing is that, okay, if you say, I'm going to use, let's say, this keyword, study in Berlin, and I'm going to use the campaign with the bidding strategy maximize clicks, and I'm going to use another campaign with study in Berlin, and I will use it with the bidding strategy, let's say, conversion. But the thing is, we have to come a step back. We have to step back to the first point, where we see that there are 2 campaigns, and then you will see that these 2 campaigns are competing with each other, because you give the same keyword. I mean, okay, your bidding strategy is different, but these campaigns are let's say, competing each other. So that's why it's always recommended to start one campaign for one goal. If you're just promoting, let's say, search ad for one page or one service, you just need to run one campaign. You can change that campaign, like the bidding strategy, in that campaign, but you don't have to run another campaign for the same goal. The bidding strategy will be done with this campaign. So we shouldn't create a new campaign for the same goal. Otherwise, it will be competing, and we will be losing money actually for both of them, because both of them are serving for the same purpose. And Google is also confused. I mean, actually, which campaign I should show to which one. So that's why it's not recommended to start with many. It's just recommended to start with one, and then test it. If it's not working, then change the bidding strategy. Or if it's not working, then create a new ad group in that campaign and work on a different ad copy or keyword or whatever. But the campaign is the biggest thing, so it should not be competing with another campaign. For example, Let me give you another example. If you have an event, let's say, which is on January, then you have another event which is on February. Of course, the landing pages are different. The audience can be same, but you are targeting two different events. They can be in different campaigns. But if you are using two different events with two, let's say, one event with two different campaigns, which is in the same, let's say, goal, which is search ad, they're gonna compete with each other. I mean, you can do it like this: that you do one event with search ad, one event with display. They're not gonna be competing with each other because that's a total different strategy. But it's always recommended to do one campaign type, one goal, and several ad groups in that, and you can play. You can spend. It's anyway about giving money to Google and learning what Google do with your account, and then you take action according to that. Is your question answered?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Can you edit the campaign after running it?
Shall I rephrase the question? You are asking what is the campaign?
Can you edit after running it, after making an ad? Can you edit, or you should stop the ad and edit the campaign as Facebook?
Sorry, I'm not able to. Can someone repeat that question? I'm not able to get that.
I think he's asking, can you edit the campaign after it's published?
Can you edit the? Yeah, exactly. So we can edit the campaign once it's published. There are like two type of strategies to that. So one is that you can edit the campaign once it's published, but there is like a major change and a minor change. The minor change can be that, for example, if you published, like, let's say your ad copy study in Berlin, you can change it to study in Germany or study in Australia. This is a minor change. But if you are changing the keywords, you are changing the bidding strategy, that's considered as a major change. So it's always recommended to do the copy of that campaign and do the changes there. Because in this way, the algorithm of Google is just focusing on one thing, and then it starts to learn. There's a nest of that, and then you disturb that nest. So your let's say your rhythm will be disturbed. That's why it's always recommended to do the copy and then do the major changes there. If you're gonna change the target audience or whatever, you can also again share the screen and explain that part. Okay, so for example, if we go to this campaign and we say that we only have one keyword ad group, which is branded keyword, so we say that we want to edit it. So we want to edit that. Yeah, so we can. I mean, of course, we can change the keyword here, but we can also change the ad copies here. But if we want to do the major change, then we need to come back to the step where we say create a new ad group. Yeah, we go to new ad group. We just add it. We just copy that, and then we start with the new one. Yeah, and this is the way we do that. Okay, that was the part with the KPIs, because they, as I said, they are very, very important. Even if you are giving an interview or in any company and you are explaining that, okay, I know, or I want to do this thing, they will for sure ask you about these KPIs. They will ask you how do you measure a campaign success. So the let's say this is also a very general question apart from interviews. How do you measure a campaign success? So as you know now, for measuring a campaign success, the core important thing is for sure your quality score that is given by Google, and then your impression, your interaction rate, your cost per conversion. These are the things how you can measure the success of the campaign. I hope that you will be wondering what are these things on the left side. I mean, it's I know that when we see first time this dashboard, it's way too confusing. It's way too much informative. But after you keep on looking on that, it's yeah, like you will understand why these things are here. So this point is for the landing pages. So you have to specify the landing pages in that. So when I typed www.test.com, that was the landing page. Now I think we should anyway move towards the landing page thing. Um, let's say we copy this thing again and we talk about the landing page. So as you know, now the you do the right targeting, you do the keywords, you select the ad copy, everything is fine from there. The next step comes to the landing page, because this is the first thing when someone search on Google, they click on your ad. This is the third touch point that you have with them. This is the landing page. Now there's also a step that is called landing page optimization. So it's like, let me give you an example with, so let's choose a very bad school in Berlin. I don't want to be very specific about a school, but just to give you an example, let's choose a school that is not, they don't have, let's say they don't have a very good website. I hope we can find some school. Say, I'm sure that the schools which don't have a good website, they will be not ranked. But let's say that we choose this one. I hope they will be good, but let's check. Okay, I found a good example. Let me compare it. Okay, so let's say that we have this landing page and this landing page. I mean, it's also, as I said, that it's not, I mean, when I opened it, it was looking bad, but now it's somehow also good. But anyway, let me explain you my point of view. So you see this page, this is the landing page, and you kind of like optimize it to the customer journey. So why you have to think why they come to your website. They don't want to only see the images, they want to take an action, and you don't want them to leave your website before taking an action. If they leave your website, it means that you're spending money in a trash. They come, they leave, it's not good. So that's why you have to make sure that you pull these red buttons. I mean, I'm calling these red buttons, they are called CTAs, like call to action, so that people take the call to action, like they submit the form, whatever your goal is, even if it's like call, so they click on the call button, so they call you. If it's a form filling, they click on the buttons, they fill in the form. If it's like applying to something or buying something, whatever. So you have to be very, very much intuitive in that sense, that you ask the website to visitors to take the action in a very good way. So you see, start your studies online or on campus. Then you explain them unique selling points very, very in a very short way. What do we offer? And then you explain them their programs, and then some university, because the testimonial works in a very good way. Then you explain them. There's also a testimonial type, and again some courses, and then explain them in a very short form why you want to choose our university, and then that's it. That's enough information. And then I mean, you have to also keep a balance, that you don't give them a lot of information or too less information, and you ask them to submit the form. In this way, that's called optimization of the landing page. Now if I go to this page, you see that here, let me come back again. You see here, I have nothing else to do but just to fill in the form. Okay, I cannot click on this page, I can just read it. I can click on this page, I can go, but I think this is also not good, because we should not let our customers run from this page, because if they go to this page, we've lost. I mean, okay, I was not aware of that. They are very smart actually. Even if we lose their page, they are using these forms so that we fill. But normally other companies, they are not doing that. Even if they are, because that's what I thought in first place, that they are giving the links, they are losing their audience. But no, they are not doing it. If I click on this link, I'm going to the form again. So my idea was actually to tell you that in that landing page, we should make sure that the people are not going out of anywhere. They are just staying in your funnel, and they are taking the action because you're running the ad for that purpose. Let's say that we compare this website. You see, this is the landing page, so we can fill this form with email commands, and we can send them. But there's also this thing, so we kind of like click on this, and we are, I think, yeah, we see the form. but still, it's like it's not very much optimized. I think you can also see it from your eyes. It's like not very much optimized. So the basic idea is to have very short information, and you have to like keep the kid in the room, so it's not going outside. It's just only going outside when it have taken the action. So here is the place for that landing page. You put the links and you also test. So normally, as I said, we test the ad copies as well. We also test the landing pages. So for example, you create one landing page which has one content, you test it with another landing page, you compare it, and you see, okay, which ad campaign, or sorry, which landing page is performing better than the other one. And then you choose that one and you leave the rest of the landing pages. So yeah, I think that's the broader summary of
Good.
Google Ads.
Jared, for the landing page testing, you just have like two different URLs, and then on the two different URLs, you have different pictures or different text. Is that what you mean by?
Exactly, that's true. So you maybe it can be also different content. It can be also with different testimonial. It can also be the design. So maybe in one landing page you put the call to action on top, or maybe in the second landing page you put only the call to action in the bottom, and then you see what the people are doing, what is the behavior of the customer, you know. So in this way you can test, maybe because we don't know, as I said, that whenever you start the campaign you have no idea. This is only in your mind that this will work, but the way it works only Google knows and the algorithm knows. So you have to come up always with 2 3 different alternatives if one is working, because you also, even if you, let's say if it works, you have one landing page, you have one ad copy, you have one keyword, it's working, but you don't know if I add another one it performs better than the first one. So that's why it's always recommended to do several ad copies, several landing pages, several targeting, so that you know which one is, you have a competition inside. They're not competing with each other. They're just giving you options, which one is performing better. So yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if I now go on to all these things, I'm sure that you will be bored. But I can just scroll it down and you can ask me if you have any questions. But the main things were the landing pages, the ad groups, the ad copies, the campaigns, and the placement. Placement and demographics. This is another type of campaign, which is the display campaign, where you work, because the display campaign you don't work with keywords, you work with the placements. Like you say, okay, I want these websites, and I want only my content on these websites to be placed. Or let's say the YouTube channel, I want these type of YouTube channels where my content should be placed. So for example, if I'm running a campaign for this university, or let's say our university, I don't want that my video is being played on a YouTube channel which is, I don't know, which are giving the recipe for cooking, because they have nothing to do with our ad. Instead I want that my video on YouTube is being played on a channel which is explaining how to learn German, you know, how to study in Berlin. So that's the most relevant audience. So that's how you explain the demographics and placements of your ads. But as I said, these are the different type of Google Ads campaign, the display, the video, and shopping campaign, and so on. So yes, that's the Google Ads. Does anyone have question about Google Ads?
I just have a question in general, because you talk about conversion, right? And the page of UE is generally, yes, they do have a conversion, like they have a request info form, and generally when I do apply that, at that university, and I filled it, and actually they cost 50 euros for the application, so that it stands true, because you are telling that they get the cost, and which they are getting from the student itself, right? The conversion cost whatsoever. So the situation may not all the companies or like all the landing pages do have conversions, right? Some of them they only give the contact emails of the particular persons. So why they don't go for the conversions? Only because they need to pay for the conversions, or maybe it has something to do with the context of the landing page? Like, why not everybody go for the conversions or these request info pages?
It's a good question actually, because the thing is, like, it depends on the business. Uh, like selling an education, let's say, asking someone to apply or to pay a fee is not very easy. Like, they have to decide on various factors. So why they're asking to request the information, is because once you submit this form, they have your contact details, right? And then what they do is then this is also another topic. It's called marketing automation. So it depends, as I said, it depends on the business. If it's, let's say, if you are selling a ring keyring, or a ballpoint, it's very easy to buy. So what you do is you don't ask them to fill the form. You ask them to buy it online, and they will buy it, because that's an e-commerce thing. Because it's very easy. They can take the decision in like 5 minutes, and they will pay it, because it's like 10 euros, 15 euros, maybe 30 euros. But if you ask them, if you run an ad, and if you ask them to apply and pay like, I don't know, 5,000 euros, they need to think about it for like 3 months at least. That's why this is a niche of the business, or nature of the business. So why they do that is that they take the information, because they need to actually you to take the action. They take your information, and then they slowly, let's say, it's not the right word, it's they slowly put you the medicine. So you do the marketing automation. So first, you have the contact details. I'm sure when you submitted this form, you get the automatic email as a confirmation, right? That's the first touch point. You explain the customer that they have submitted the form, they will get in touch with you. The second thing is then you set up the funnel. That's how the funnel works. From the border side, you have the contact details, then you send them the offer. You say, okay, we have now the next deadline coming in next week, and you can, if you have any question, please get back to us or write to our student affairs team. Or let's say we have an event next week, which is about study in Berlin or application process. Please feel free to join it. And in this way, you can, sorry.
No, I'm telling like this, like not only after this particular situation, this university is very good at calling. Like they used to call, like after an email, they will call every time. Like I was like, how much budget they are having for the communication? And like if, for example, I compare Berlin International with this one, so Berlin International was very smooth, and like you want to go towards them because they were like giving you us free space, but they were like coming too much into the customer, which was kind of annoying as well. But again, if we talk about their strategy, so their strategy was actually putting slow medicine as you are talking, and then don't let the customer, they need to hook him or her anyway. So overall, this is what I felt about
Exactly.
the campaign and at the university overall.
Exactly. And also, the second part of your question was that why everyone is not going towards conversion. It's because, as I said in the beginning, the goals can be many. Let's go back to that point in the campaign. And if I say I want to create a new campaign, as I said, these are the goals. The goals can be many, depends on the business. Let's say I will choose sales. I will not choose conversion. The leads, because the leads is a conversion. I will not choose conversion if I have to sell, as I said, a ballpoint or a small thing. I will go for sales. That's a total different strategy. So I need to make sure that they come, our website is optimized, and they buy it. So I have to take care of the payment methods and the information that is relevant to that strategy. And then this is about the conversion. This depends on the business. So for example, if I have just a new website, I'm not being found on anything actually, then I need to go for this. I don't need the conversion, I need the traffic first, so that at least I have something to show. Because also there's a retargeting. So retargeting is like, let's also talk about this. You have seen, maybe I'm sure that you all know, if you open a website, let's say even this website, Study in Germany, yeah, and then you close the browser. After 2 days or 3 days, you wonder that why I see the ad of this website again. I just left that website. This is called retargeting. So they have, once you visit this website, you are in the pool of their website, right? They got the data that this guy visited our website, and then they are asking Google to show our ad to the people who visited our website in the last 60 days. That's how you do it with Google Analytics, and we will come to this later on. But this is called retargeting. So that's why, and for retargeting, you need the pool of the traffic. If you don't have traffic, you cannot do retargeting, right? Even with the leads, it's not the right. Indirectly, leads is also going to the same direction, but it's not, let's say, very proper way. So the proper way is website traffic. You get the traffic that you want, and then you get your pool filled up with, let's say, 5,000 people, and then you retarget them. Similarly, for example, if you are selling, let's say, a leather bag, which cost 600 euros. This is also something, okay, if I'm a fan of leather bag, I will buy it for 600 euros in 5 minutes, but it's an expensive product. That's why there comes this thing that, okay, maybe I need people to consider my product. It comes again with the funnel that first you kind of like just give them your product to think about, to give the consideration, and then you retarget them and ask them, okay, we have 20% off on our product. Let's buy this product, you know. And this is how these goals work for each and every kind of business. Does this answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much. One thing more, sorry, just a quick question. By the time we just go, like, since you are related to Berlin International, so I will just talk about like how you exactly structure all the situation, because I can remember with my journey while I was, just applying for Berlin International and how the things go on. So when I actually just searched for the first time Berlin International, and I didn't even apply it yet, in my YouTube, whatsoever like I'm watching, I started to get automated, this ads of Berlin International. So this is something it has to do only with the Google algorithm, or something else regarding this landing page has to be considered as per the clicks, something how it could have worked.
It worked in this way that when you search for, I don't know through which channel you came to our website, but the main thing was that you came to our website. And once you came to our website, so we tell Google that we need to run this social media campaign, this YouTube campaign for this video, and we want to target those people who visited our website in the last 60 days. Then, as I said, that Google knows everything that we don't know even. It knows all the behavior we do on the internet, because when you visited the Berlin International University website, Google knows that you visited this website. It's saved in the Google algorithm. Now, when we say that this girl visited the Berlin International website and we want to target this video in the YouTube channel to all the people who visited our website in the last 60 days, then you are also included in that pool. So that's how it works. So it will show you our ad to you and also the other people who visited our website in the last 60 days. It can also be 90 days, but the 90 days is like a too much period. It's like because it's like 3 months. It's not recommended to do 90 days, but 60 days is a hot period. So still people can recognize you as a brand. That's how it works.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Also, we are doing the marketing automation, so I'm sure that many of you would have been receiving automatic emails from a tool called Sendinblue, where we say, okay, we have an upcoming event, please join, or we have the brochure, please find this brochure attached, or do you know what are the benefits of studying in private universities? So that's how, even if nothing works, so for example, if I type this keyword, I go to a website, I don't do anything, I just submit the form, and I'm not interested, I was just testing it. Even though I do nothing, the last message is like losing your money. So the last thing you can do is to ask them to subscribe to your social media channels. So in this way you kind of like make your ROI. Even you spend money so that this person can get admission in your university, or can buy a keyring or whatever. And then the last action you can ask them, if they're not doing it, you can ask them to subscribe to our social media channels. In this way, you kind of like somehow save your money. Yeah, this is about the Google Ads. Now I'm going to move to Google Analytics.
Okay, can we stay today with Google Ads? I'm not sure you have time next week, because we could also do Google Analytics next week for half an hour or so. Okay. Because I think there are some questions we could discuss about Google Ads now.
Sure, let's do it.
Are you available next week? Then we can make the Google the Analytics part next week.
Yeah, I'm available next week. I'm available next week. We can do it next week.
Because you told us and you talked about the quality score. How can you influence the quality score if you build a campaign? Can you tell us about this?
Yes. So basically, for the quality score, there are certain things that you need to do. The first thing is that you need to actually, you need to find the right keywords. Now let me come to this point, tools and settings. There's also one option which is provided by Google, where you can search. I mean, how do you know which keyword is working? I mean, which keyword I should choose? I mean, okay, I'm saying Berlin International, Berlin School, Berlin University, but that's not enough. I need to know what people are searching, right? So I need a tool which gives me an idea of what is the search volume, right? So there's a tool by Google. When you click on Tools and Settings and you go to Performance Planner, there's a tool called Search Volume and Forecast, right? So you type a keyword like Berlin, let's say University, okay? So when you type a word Berlin University, you will see the suggestions from Google with the number of keyword searches per month. I have to exactly. So you see that this keyword its location in Germany. It's being searched per month around. I mean, with this keyword, people are clicking on the website 340 times. The impressions are 7.5K, and the cost is around 220 for all these clicks. And CTR is called cost. CTR is click through rate. So out of 100 people, 4.5% people are clicking, and average position is 2.6, and CPC is average cost per conversion. So average people convert at the cost of 0.64 cent. So when you do this, you see, okay, oh wow, this is a very good keyword. But you can in this way you can test. You can also get the ideas. Let me get back to the discover new keywords. So I say Berlin University. I'm coming to your question, Manfred, because this was somehow related. That's why I'm touching that thing. Now it will give you the ideas. Actually, if you just say Berlin University, it will give you more ideas which are the keywords that you can use, right? So you can see, for example, this is our competitor, Freie Universität Berlin Masters. You can also use that. People are searching it monthly from 100 to 1K. The competition is also very low. It will give you also the cost analysis, how much it will cost you to be on the lower page and the higher page, and so on. So you see, you have to also think in a creative way that you say, okay, this could be my keyword, Berlin International, study in Berlin, study master, study bachelor, but then the rest of the things can be automated. So different tools can give you ideas. There's also a tool called SEMrush. There's also a tool called Ahref. They are all paid, but this tool is free from Google, so you can use it to have more keywords and to test it. So that was the thing about keyword. Now coming back to your question, Manfred. So first thing you need to take care about quality score is that you choose the right keyword, and then the second thing is the ad copy. So you need to make sure that these keywords have some relevancy in your ad copy. So you're talking about those keywords in your ad copy, and then you are kind of like optimizing it. So what I mean with optimizing is, for example, this campaign run over the period of time, and then you see over the period of time that there are like different keywords. For example, Google, because as I said that we have to keep this in mind. This is the bottom line, that Google want to increase its revenue. So it will for sure find ways to eat your money. So that's why I'm talking about optimization. So when you go into this campaign, suppose it's running, because it's not running now. Let's say that we go to keywords and we select here search terms. This is the point where we see what are the searches that people are searching on Google, and I mean not all the searches where my ad is triggering. And then you can analyze, okay, if someone is searching free scholarship in Berlin, that's something I don't want. I mean, this is not relevant to my business. So I will just quickly remove that keyword. So this is called optimization. This is one trick. Then maybe you see, let's say, free universities in Berlin. This is also something we don't want, because we're a paid university, we're a private university. So that's why I will also add this into a negative keyword, because this is not, I mean, even if a person is coming, they will fill in the form, but I know that they don't want to pay the fee. That's why they are not relevant to us. If someone is searching, masters in interior design, University Berlin, I will not add it into negative keyword because I want these kind of people to come on our website. So this is one way of optimizing the campaign. Then there is another way of optimizing the campaign is maybe you can go to devices and you will see from here that okay, your campaign is performing better on computer, maybe not on tablets. Let's say you spend 500 euros on tablets, 300 euros on mobile phone, and 1000 on computer, and your conversion for tablets is like 2, and here you have more than 100. So for sure you know that okay, I'm wasting a lot of money on tablets, so I will just add change adjustments, and I will either decrease this, decrease this to, let's say, 50%, so that Google knows that okay, whenever someone is searching this keyword or this type of targeting on a tablet, I don't want to show it, because normally I see from the behavior that people are not converting when they're searching from tablets, or it can be anywhere, for mobile, for computer, whatever. So this is the second way of optimization, and there are like 100 ways of optimization. You can go through different. This is not provided. This is not, let's say, recommended by Google, because in this way you are fighting with Google and you are taking your money back. But it's good for you and for your business because you are saving your costs. You're asking Google, hey, you are wasting my money. Please give this. Please stop this. Please stop this. Please stop that. And that's how you kind of like optimize those campaigns. For example, you can also go to location. So you see now that you are, let's say, if you targeted Germany, and you will see that there are like 7 cities in Germany from where you are getting the conversion, and you will see out of 2 cities out of that are not converting. So you'll say, okay, I don't want to spend some money there. Let's close those cities. Maybe they are, I don't know. I mean, any city. I don't want to be very specific about a city, but let's say it's Frankfurt Oder, or let's say Cottbus. I don't want to spend money there because maybe people living there, they don't want to study in Berlin. So let's skip those things. This is the third way of optimization. So that's how, as I said, now I think you will be familiar when I said you have to run the campaign, you have to test it and see what's working and what's not. What's not working, you have to stop it and you have to further optimize it. That's why you see this is the 70% which covers the budget, which covers your effort, how you optimize your ads. And then once you do that, then Google also know, okay, this guy is very strict. You just want to get only these type of people. Then Google also know that. And then Google will try its best to bring you a refined audience for your website.
Okay, thank you. Great. I mean, would you say this is it seems a really clever tool. It seems also a tool with a win-win situation between the webmaster and Google and also the customers or the searchers. Would you agree?
I think Google Ads is a really good tool because, I mean, if I compare myself with, for example, my behavior, I'm using Bing. No, I'm not using Bing. Maybe if we're sitting in this class, 10 people, 15 people, I don't know exactly. I'm sure that no one of you will be using Bing. You will be using Google. How many, if you want to search for a cake near you or anything, you're not typing on your Facebook search bar, you're just typing it on your Google. So that's why Google is on top in terms of advertisement. Anyone, anything that they want, whatever they want to do, they are just typing it on Google. That's why we have a lot of data in Google, and that's what we can use for our business. So Webmaster is actually basically for fixing your website things and for the SEO thing. But Google Ads is actually when you're a new business, or even if you're an old business but you want to be on the top, because if I search buy a notebook or buy a pencil, I will for sure not go to the 7th page in Google. I will be taking action on the top 5 websites. That's it. I don't who have time to scroll 7 websites. That's why 7 pages, sorry. So that's why the best thing is to rank your website in the organic position on Google. That's what you can do with Webmaster. But Google Ads give you an opportunity that okay, just give some money and be on the top, and let's say take the advantage of the people searching not in a negative way. They also, of course, they're searching. They're not exploited. Just bring them to your website and sell your thing. That's where the real value of Google Ads is, and you can take a lot of out of it actually.
Are you also familiar with Facebook ads or Amazon ads?
Exactly. I'm also running Facebook ads and Facebook, because when I say Facebook, it also includes Instagram, because for Instagram and Facebook, we do these ads from Facebook, because as Facebook bought Instagram, so the advertising is done for both of these channels in Ad Manager.
And if you compare the way you can do Facebook ads or Instagram ads with Google ads, would you say it's the same quality or is there a difference?
No, it's actually a lot of difference, because the normal behavior of people is that if I'm opening, let's say, my Facebook account, normally maybe I'm bored, maybe even if I'm not bored, I just want to see what my friends are doing or what's happening around the world, or something else. It's very, very personal, in my personal free time. So when I scroll down and I see, okay, there's an ad and they want me to study in Berlin International, okay, maybe I might be interested, but the quality of the lead, just compare it. Just stop here and just keep this in mind. And if I'm searching in Google, study in Berlin, these are two different behaviors. This means that the guy who's searching on Google, study in Berlin, he's 200 times more likely to study because he's searching for it. It's like a hot audience. And if I see the ad, okay, I might be a student and I might want to study, but I'm not a hot audience. I'm a cold audience. You need to convince me. You need to convince me again and again and again until maybe I just come to your website. So I'm not saying this against social media. Social media is also a very, very powerful tool, but it depends on the business and your strategies. For example, the way we do it ourselves is that we figure out that if we run the campaign on social media directly, the quality of the lead is not good. Let's say if someone is studying medical sciences, they also apply to our university and they have nothing to do with our university. So that's why what we do is we run the campaign on social media, on Google Ads. We bring our pool, we increase our pool of audiences, and then we target them, let's say retarget them on social media. Because if I have searched on Google, study in Berlin, I fill a form of somebody, of any other university, let's say, or let's say my university, and I know that university. I close the browser after second day, I saw that ad on Google from the same university. First thing is that this is a brand awareness. The second thing is this is let's say recall without doing anything. Okay, I applied for that university. I have to think about it again. This is actually very good strategy that works with social media as a retargeting. But again, as I said, I'm just talking from our business perspective, but it can be different. Let's say if you are selling a keychain which is customized with your name, so you run a video ad and you say get your keyring with your customized name XYZ. I think you don't need Google Ads there. You need social media, because you just run the campaign, and I'm just scrolling and I see, oh wow, I find it nice. Let's buy this keychain. So it's totally the behavior of the user and what they want to do. But as I said, the hot audience depends on the business, what they want to target. So both have their advantages and disadvantages. But if we see from the broader picture, Google Ads is more widely used, and the quality of lead is much better than social media.
Okay, great. Thank you. When we can agree that you are also here next week, then I would say if there are any questions from the students, you can send it to Humayun, and then we can start next week with questions, and then we go to Google Analytics. For next week, I planned Google Marketing Platform as a topic, and I will make a short video. And there is also in the Drive folder in the outline some reading material, especially from this new book I mentioned in my introduction. I will also mention it in the video, and then I hope we can have also a nice discussion. And I mean, it was very, very good today. I think you could learn a lot and you could see a lot. And I mean, you could also see how professional Google is building up this win-win-win situation. I mean, that's fascinating in my view that they are so professional in a way. Okay, any comments till now? Humayun, then, thank you very much. And we see each other next week, the same time. That would be great. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Javed.
Thank you so much.
Be healthy. See you next week. Bye.